So I made 1 million online selling information without having an audience or following, without spending much on ads, nothing. I'm going to give you exactly what I did so you can steal it for free without the scars that I learned throughout these years. So I'm going to cram 3 years worth of information in less than 30 minutes. I'm going to give it all away for you. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at the proof, the testimonials, everything that you need to believe me. And then we're going to go on into the business model, every single detail you need. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Adam Al-Khaja. I've sent 5 satellites into outer space while pursuing my PhD. And now I came back to Earth to help coaches and consultants scale their info product business. Weird, I know, but 'tis what it is. So let's begin. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I started a $1 million business by selling information online without having any audience or following. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you lessons that I learned in 3 years in less than 1 hour. That being said, let's begin. So a mandatory requirement over here is that you are most probably asking, who is this guy? Why should I trust him? Has he done what he's talking about or not? So I'm going to give you proof because this is something like a requirement right now in YouTube. So I'm going to give you that proof and then we're going to move on to the real stuff. So the proof is how I made the money, how much money I made, the Stripe account, testimonial account. I have the product account open. I'm going to show you everything and I'm going to show you everything is real. So if you have any doubts at any point, just go watch this video. It's on my YouTube channel still. It's from 2 years ago. It's almost now 3 years, but it just shows every single thing when I was just starting out. So you can see this. Social proof is, I've met people in the space. There are many testimonies out there. These are some Stripe snapshots. By the way, we had 2 websites. We had to migrate the Stripe account. So we had this at first, then we got this. Then we started getting paid in crypto as well. So you can see here the crypto amounts, deposits, dates, and so on. Then we have a lot of testimonials, people talking about it, different people, as you can see here, partnerships happening. And yeah, influencers and DMs, Discord snapshots, and so on. So, and this is how much money we were making at that time. So I hope this is clear. I hope now you believe me. Everything is real. Let me just very quickly also show you this just in case. This is the Kajabi, by the way, the courses. And this is basically all the courses we made. You can see how long these courses are. And if I just click on anything on random, let it load. So videos, 20-minute videos, 1-hour videos. There's a big range of them. I did an analysis every single day, every single week, for a year. You can see the dates over here on Bitcoin. Let me just click on anything. So you can see that exactly as it is, So now you believe me. Let's go to the disclaimer before we begin. So the disclaimer is that I left the space. I'm no longer doing this. And the reason is I don't want to be associated as a trader, crypto, Web3 Bitcoin guy, Arab money, Web3 dude, because I was being called that on X, but anything related to that. So you going forward with this video, you accept that you're not going to be associating me with that. That being said, I'm out of the space. Now I'm going to share with you all the secrets. So now let's talk about the business model, which you can steal and made me this amount of money. So what we're going to talk about is the niche, the business model itself, the offer, the branding, the funnel, and the tech stack, and then how we transform from a do-it-yourself, done-with-you service to more of a done-for-you service, made more money there, and yeah, how much money we made there, and some golden lessons. So let's talk about now the niche. The niche I was in at that time, and if I look at it right now, this time, like if I just think I'm going to start a business, what business should I start? I'm never going to think of this niche, one. And even if I thought about it, I'm never going to say they have money to pay me or anyone would be interested to begin with. So the niche was, I wanted to help people make money. And I wanted to help people make money with trading and investing. And in particular, not equities, not stocks, not Forex, but trading the cryptocurrency market because there was high potential there. And I wanted to help people in the UAE on top of that. So you can see how narrow this niche was. And we were able to make this much money, which is a belief breaker for many because many people think, okay, who will buy my product? If I go and sell this, who will buy it? Who will give me money for it? Is there anyone interested or passionate about the same things I am passionate about or not? The answer is yes, they are. They may not talk about it, but if you're brave enough or you have the courage to talk about it, you're going to attract the right people who are interested and they're going to give you money for based on what you sell. Basically, they're going to give you money based on what you sell, the services, the products, and so on. So belief breaker is that you can start whatever you want. and the right people will come if you find the right way to get them. So belief breaker over here. Hope it works. Hope you got out of that zone of if they don't have money and so on. And the second point over here is that there is more proof, which is, I'm going to talk about this, very interesting. So there's more proof, which is I launched this video, and this video made, let's say it made a lot of money because I ran an ad on it during that time and there was interest in the market. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And people came in, many comments came in, and people requested things and so on. So this is a video. You can check it on my Instagram. And there's an interesting comment that said, why don't you do this in Arabic? You're just doing it in English. So again, it comes to the niche over here. I was focused on this niche and I tried doing it in Arabic, but it was a extremely bad idea. I'm going to talk about why later on. So I started somewhere here. And this brings us to the second most important lesson in the niche market is that be in the right market. Choose the right market. Don't be in a market that's declining. Be in a market that's growing. And or be in a market that's declining right now where you have that capacity to build during this period and understanding that it's going to be declining for the next 4 years. But after 4 years, you're betting that this is going to go up, which is the cycle of the cryptocurrency market. Like it's every 4 years, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. So when I started, it was going down. And I went all in while it's going down. I was able to make this amount of money. And that's the power of niching down as well. If I wasn't niched down, I would have made nothing. So this is also an important lesson. Be in a growing market or understand the cycles of the market. And this is for comparison. This was a declining market, which is a cryptocurrency market, the NFT market, the Web3, and so on and so on. Don't want to associate me with that. I'm not with them. But if you notice what was happening with AI, it started booming. So you can see you would have been better off if you was in AI instead of Web3 and so on. And I think, and this is a theory, of course, that's why they paired Web3 with AI just to balance this out, because this was just going down, this was going up, and they just want to balance it out. My assumption, nothing solid. So this is the niche I was in, and I think you got 3 very important hard-earned lessons out of this part. Great. Moving on to the business model right now. The business model had the traffic source, the info product, what was the product, and what was the way we were making money out of this. Traffic, we had an initial push. This was the initial push, which we stopped and then relied on word of mouth mostly and referrals because everyone was enjoying the product. Everyone was making money out of the product. I'm going to show you an important lesson over here. Coming. And the product itself had 3 main components, which is the course component, the coaching calls, and the community component. And the monthly subscription, we started with $200 per month, which is around 700 dirhams, then to $297 per month, which is around 1,000 dirhams. After fees, of course. So the software we used to some point, it was Zoom, Kajabi, and Discord. But we used, before that, I'm going to talk about the tech stack, which was more expensive, more, let's say, sloppy, chunky, and so on. This was more seamless, but what I recommend right now is more of a different kind of tech stack, which also I'm going to talk about in a bit, which is going to be useful for you as well. So this is about the business model. So right now, you're clear about the niche that I was in and why we need to niche down and so on. Whether you're doing a coaching business, a consulting business, and you have an info product or whatever you're selling online, this is why you should niche down. 1. And this is just a valid business model that worked. Amazing. Let me full screen this as well. So coming to the offer was 1 weekly educational video every single week, 1 weekly analysis video with signals every single week, but it was like a disclaimer, no signals. This is not financial advice and so on. Just beware and do that. It's just for education purposes. And you can say we're doing paper trading instead of real trading. So this is just for education purposes as well. And then we had an exclusive community Discord channel where people could talk. We had all the video recordings, as you can just saw in the beginning. We had special video series based on what the requests of the people were and what they found like they were struggling with at that time. And we had all the software templates. We just give it to them. You were going to be using this software. These are the templates for these softwares and so on. You can use them. Then we had a community where you can ask questions, like forums, where you ask any question you have and we're going to answer within 24 hours. A spreadsheet statistic, whatever we would find from the market, or use for organizing our, let's say, trades and so on. I don't want to use these terms, but they were trades at that time. And yeah, everything. We just gave them everything. And then what we added based on the feedback and when the community grew is that we added the weekly coaching call. We added the WhatsApp group on top of the Discord group for the close members, for those who are really making a lot of money. And we added downloadable presentation PDFs because everyone was asking, okay, we have these videos, but we want to download and revise it. Sometimes they don't have access to the internet and so on. So, okay, fine, you can download them. A link to import the weekly analysis. So the weekly analysis were in video form. So instead of just going and clicking and copying the analysis, you just can click the link and import the analysis into your software, which was good. We tried a 6-month coaching program for 1K, which is very cheap, and it was a really bad idea. I signed one client for this. I mean, the demand was high, but it's, of course, because it's a bad idea, it's very cheap. So I canceled this immediately. We started to go on the NFT route, but this was an extremely bad idea as well. I have a whole theory about that, but I'm going to keep that for a different video if you're interested, of course. But this is a very bad idea. Arabic translated videos, bad idea. Somebody from the community volunteered to translate, let's say, the videos that we have. There was zero interest. Even the people that were asking for it over here never came on. Like when they knew about it, they were just talking. So that's just a point I want to mention, that the community or the market will tell you we want something, but don't take it seriously until they prove that they want it, which is by bringing their cards out or giving you money for it and so on. So was a bad idea. Then we had a GPT trained on the course material. So we took everything in the course, we put it inside ChatGPT when GPT-4 came out with the customization, the custom GPT thing. And we had this Seal the GPT thing where they could ask any questions, but beware of the limitations of that, and some may break the system. We kind of gamified it as well, where I added information about each member, and I just copied their Discord messages and I just threw it in there. So when you ask about this person, for example, let's take my name, Adham. What did Adham say on this date? How is Adham feeling right now? What is his bias? Like, you could ask those kind of questions, and it was very nice, like, to see what GPT would come up with. So product started this way. It initially was on LearnDash, WordPress, really bad. Then it started, look at the date over here, January 26, 2022. I'm lucky to find the screenshot. It was on Discord, by the way. I went all the way up. And then it transformed to something like this on Kajabi. The Discord, it was initially the opposite. It was like this with all these emojis, basically these channels. Then it became something like this, which is more serious and so on. And then coming up to the pricing models, the pricing models looks like this initially, which is Novice, which is basically the basic model, the lead magnet that we have. And then we have this model, this program, which is a 1-month program or a 6-month program. It was packaged in 3 packages. Then it became something like this, where we had one pricing, one offer. This was the lead magnet, basically, just for them to trust, okay, this works. And there was a button over here to download syllabus. And this website is still live. I don't think, I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this video. Let me just put that out, because I may take this down in a year's time. So yeah, this was the offer itself. And the website, it was like, the homepage was like this initially. It became like this. The modules page was like this. It became like this. So you can see the advancements over time and the feedback and so on. And for the branding, we changed, the logo was created basically on Fiverr. There are things, chats in Fiverr we had. I wanted to put the screenshots over here, but I thought it's going to be too much. So initially it was red and white. Then it became different kind of colors. We were testing it out. We had no clue what branding to put to this, but we just started and we started making money. This is the important point. And I think you could get this point out of all this part till now, is that even we didn't have the logo figured out or the branding figured out or the colors figured out or the offer or whatever what it was at that time, even the tech stack, we just started. And after starting by one day, launching this by one day, let me see if I put the launch. I didn't put the screenshot, but after launching this by one day, we got our first client, which I was in complete shock. There was no videos uploaded. There's nothing. We just sold the offer, which you want to, because again, if you come to the niche, the market was growing. There was a demand for it. The hype was up. There were people who were interested and waiting for such a solution in such a niche down market. So this was just proof to me that there is demand for this. Not enough, you may say, just one, but the day after we got one more. And there was nothing. I'm telling you, there was nothing. So this is, where were you? Okay, this was the branding, and this is the lesson I want you to take out of this. We changed the logo 3 times. We did it first on Fiverr. We ended up with just text, and I kept it black and white, not for the reason of it becoming black and white because I like the black and white color or so on, but because I couldn't get 2 colors to match on top of each other, and I had no clue, and my creative side of my brain was like, no, I can't do this. I don't like red with white. I don't like red with black. I don't like yellow with whatever. So I'm just going to make it black and white. Just keep it simple and remove all the complexity. It's not a branding thing, by the way, just putting that out there. So yeah, we talked about all this. Then we come to the funnel now. So I hope up to now, everything is clear. Yes, everything is fine up to now, and it's copyable. You can take it, you can steal it, you can do exact same offer and so on. You can make it work for you. So now coming to the funnel part. The funnel initial 2 to 3 months, what happened was I started the Discord group, which was free. I gave free valuable content on, let's say, on YouTube. You can see these videos. If you go down and see how bad the thumbnails are, because this was me getting in. And by the way, this was the first logo. This was the second logo. Yeah, I don't have the third logo, which was fractals and so on. So you can see the logos shifting as well. So you can see, go and watch these videos from way back. And I started uploading at that time on Instagram as well. Let me see if I have it over here. No, it's not over here. But I started uploading on Instagram and so on and so on. So this was the funnel. I put out organic content. I run ads on that video that I showed you, which was a Bitcoin video, which was kind of authority type of content. By the way, I had no clue what I was doing at that time. So I was doing these things, yes, but it's not like I sat there and thought, I'm going to do authority type of content because I want to drive this kind of leads towards XYZ. I didn't think of it that way at all. Like, I was just thinking, what makes sense? What should I do? I don't know if it's going to work. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to put it out there and I'm going to see what happens. So yeah, we can learn a lot out of all of this, so you don't make the same mistakes and don't take a lot of time doing and trying, testing things. So then I ran ads on that and on the IG video to divert them to this video, which is a long form white paper review Bitcoin video. That was short form 1 minute of this 40-minute, I think, video. Yeah, it's a 40-minute video, 30 something. So I diverted them. We got the awareness from, so basically if now I think about this, I go back. So we got the awareness from the IG, Instagram, then nurtured on YouTube. And we put 4 weeks worth of free education live streams. Like I put a Zoom call on my Instagram as every single week. I said, okay, join this. Let's talk about cryptocurrency trading and so on, what's happening in the market. So I just gave 4 weeks of free. And I was setting up the website and the LMS, Learning Management System. I set up the Discord, as I said. The public channels, once it went private, the public channels were showing the wins only from the private people who were actually talking about the strategies and signals. Then the first free, so I give the first month free as well for 15 members. And the first customer, I mentioned this. I got the first customer 1 day after the launch. Next, what happened was, okay, I want to get more customers now. So I built a lead magnet out, which was a really good thing to do. And I did this email launch kind of thing where I kind of got inspired by what Hormozi was doing at that time, where he was launching his book. So I said, let me do the same kind of sequence, and it worked really well. Did I put the members? Yeah, I got around 215 contacts out of this move by itself with having no following on audience. That's insane. So this was the email launch, really good. Highly recommend you do email launches when you're going to launch something. Make money. Yeah. So then I made this free lead magnet, which I called Make Money First, then join, then pay me the $297 per month, where I take them through the process, what they need at a very, very basic level, just to make their first amount of cash, let's say, and then they could join, which is part of a lesson over here. I'm going to go through it later, but it's a very valuable lesson where you get them hooked. If you're doing any MRR kind of thing or info product, this is really nice. And then I had organic content on X, which is formerly Twitter at that time, about the calls, how they play out, the tips, and so on. The website changed. Then we had this affiliate program. Didn't go very well because I didn't push it much, but I think there is high potential in doing affiliate programs for MRR kind of products or info products that has certain, let's say, low ticket or even higher ticket kind of subscriptions. Seola and personal Twitter account was really working well. So you can see Seola account, 1330 followers. IG account for Seola, we were posting frequently. You had this YouTube kind of thing. Then I was posting on my personal account about different kind of analysis, what I think and the theory behind it, and everyone was really interested. You can see how many at that time I had 1,500 followers. But every time I posted something like this, because nobody was doing it, and in the way I was doing it, I used to get this many likes, comments, and so on. And also interest by important people telling me, okay, I want to meet you or I want to join this thing. Where can I join it? And so on. Then I direct them to the lead magnet. Then from the lead magnet, they become members. So this was the kind of funnel that I was going through for this product. I could have done better. Yes, I know. And this was just basically me figuring out. And so look, and I think this would be a valuable lesson for you. If you're starting your first business right now, you're starting to do something online, take this business as a playground where you're going to be testing certain things. This is not your final business, one, and take it as a playground where you're going to be testing things. And by time you're going to figure out, okay, this works, this does not work. I have experience on this happens, and so on. Exactly what I'm doing right here. So yeah, this was basically a playground for me where I'm taking all these lessons right now. I'm doing it and I'm putting it exactly in what I'm building right now, which is going really well. So the tech stack was initially WordPress. Then with WordPress website, we had the MemberPress for the membership management. Then we had LearnDash for the LMS, which is learning management with videos and everything. Then we had the email thing. Then we have Page Builder, which is visual page builder. I didn't want to use the one, I think is WB Bakery on WordPress, something. I didn't want to use the one they had because it wasn't giving me the options I want. Then Vimeo to host the videos, Discord with someone in the community told me that you can pay $20 per month to someone instead of $100, and they're just going to make your Discord premium, kind of like that. And I used to do that. I'm not sure how he does it, to be honest. I would have told you, but he just told me, give me $20, I'm going to do it for you. I said, fine. Use Notion, Zapier. Then version 2 came down to Kajabi, which took a lot of these softwares out. And then Discord stayed there. WhatsApp, I added, and then Zoom. Then what happened is I added School, Wistia. What I recommend right now, I'm doing right now, but I didn't do it for this, by the way. What I recommend right now is to use School, Wistia, and Zoom. That's it. Highly recommend, by the way, if you're doing an info product. So this is that. And this is the first portion of the info product. Then we started thinking. And as I mentioned, this was a playground. We made a good amount of money over here and it's still making money till today, but there's no calls, there's no weekly calls, let's say no weekly educational videos and so on. But people are just getting on and learning, and I'm waiting for them to churn out. I'm not taking anyone new right now, but I'm waiting for them to churn out, and then I'm going to just close everything. Was there enough of everything? Like they learn everything from all the material that is there already. So then we started thinking, okay, how can we also do more things over here and just take it to the next level? Then we started thinking of this thing by Naval Ravikant. I'm sure you've heard it, is that there are ways to get leverage. You can get leverage with media, code, labor, capital. We were having the capital coming in, and then we were good at code as well. So I said, why don't I hire a couple of people, partner up with someone, and just let's build out the code and everything to go move from a do-it-yourself, done with you kind of service over here, which is coaching, to a done for you kind of automated done for you, where the code does everything for you. Good idea to learn from, bad idea to push. Because it took a lot of effort and time, it was not worth it, but If it's pushed right now, it's going to be really worth it, but it's not the direction I'm going to go, to be honest. Let me show you. So what came out of this was many good hires, many bad hires, many bad partnerships, many good partnerships, many headaches, many distractions, and many lessons and experiences as well. Like the lessons I learned during this process was insane. Technically, and both at the leadership level, at managing people and so on. So what came out of this, I'm going to give you this summary, which was a more than let's say 2-year process, was that we built the full thing. We built some bots that outperformed Bitcoin and whatever the market was doing at the current time, and it really outperformed it. And all you had to do as you coming in is push one button, which is connect, and add funds to that account, which is your account. We can't touch, we can't take the funds out, nothing. We just can't buy and sell from. And you hold full custody of everything. And it just makes you money every single day. So this is what we built based on, and if you're asking what is the basis of all this, it's based on all the knowledge that was built over here. So we knew what people wanted. We had the knowledge to do it. And we just wanted to automate it, which was this long process and tedious process of doing it. Great. What was the pricing model? Very simple, very cheap, because we're testing this out. And the idea, I'm going to tell you, I've not mentioned this before, but the idea from this was to build a track record, which we have, of making money for at least 1 year for a certain amount of people, a batch of people, and giving them returns more than the stock market, the forex market, the equities market, and whatever market there are out there, real estate as well, whatever it is. So they're parking their money in, we're building the track record to one day open a bigger fund, which the minimum investment would be like 1 million with the certain regulations and licensing and everything that was needed. So this was the ultimate plan, and that's why it was really cheap, just to get as much people in as possible. But the interesting part, what happened was everyone started with, let's say, 5K USD or 1.5K. The lowest one was 1.5K USD. But what happened with time is that greed kicked in. They put that amount of money. The next day, they saw 2% up. So what happened was they added more funds. And you can see over here that for every additional fund, we take 5% off of that. So what would happen is every salary they would get, or every time they had spare cash, they would just drop in the fund, we take our 5%. So this kept on rolling by itself, where the accounts that we had grew, like they kept it as a saving kind of thing. They made a lot of money out of it, and we made a lot of money out of it as well. So this is just a snapshot about how much they have put, how much they have added by time. Yeah, this is an old snapshot, but you can see the dates, you can see money coming in. Basically, these are them paying us the amount for the amounts they've been adding, or the amount they are starting with new customers. So you can see $3,000, $1,000, $1,000 here, small amounts over here, $2,500. You can see the amounts coming in. So this generated around $67,000, not from the customers themselves, not from the 5% or this. And this happened really, really quickly, by the way. And the point I would make over here is that I'm trying to get the right words. So we went from a do-it-yourself done with you to done for you that actually makes the money really quick, really fast, and they had minimum effort where they don't need to do anything, not learn the material, not learn the courses, the strategies, and so on, or even emotionally be involved. Just put the money there, go sleep, come back, see more money. So it's an amazing model. And the key point over here is that this took time and a lot of convincing, a lot of funnel work to get to work. This took nothing to get to work. And we almost made the same amount of money in 2 to 3 months over here running this than here. Then here took like 1 year or so. So this happened really fast and we made so much money out of it. So my point is that if you can make the solution that you are offering right now to the same people that you're selling, or even other people, in a much simpler way, no effort is required from them, no thinking or time is required, and you achieve the outcome in a better way than they would achieve it, They would pay you the money immediately, faster, and they would tell everybody about it. So no marketing was done here, by the way. It's just people telling people. So good amount of money was made over here. Then we shut everything off, and I told you why, and for this reason. So now what's happening is we're waiting for people to churn out, or we finish the subscription and we just end everything, because this is not something I want to do. But and this is why I say by accident and without an audience, and this is just being a playground of me testing out different things, email marketing, let's say, ads, content, what type of content, lead magnets, different type of lead magnets, doing free courses, doing free consultation calls, doing discovery calls for a low ticket thing, for a high ticket thing, doing a certain amount of money and breaking certain limiting beliefs I had. Like, it was the whole process in 3 years where it was crunched, pushed into my brain, break the right things, the wrong things, and so on, and try to build something that was making money. So what I want to take out of this as well is that you just look at it this way. You are getting paid to learn if you can get into business and do it kind of right and give value to people. So take it as a learning experience, because what you're going to create or build in the future is going to be something more solid. You're going to have the right foundations. You're going to do it exactly. And the beauty of that is that in the future, when you do your thing and you learn from here, you can do that thing much faster and as many times as possible. Like, for example, if I started something right now, I feel at it, I know the exact process I need to do to start the next thing and make the amount of money and not go broke, let's say, or anything like that. So this is an important and key point over here. And yeah, let me give you now the lessons, the really valuable lessons that I learned out of all of this. I think this video is getting long. So the valuable lessons over here is this one. This one I don't see much talking about, not much people talking about it on the online world, but it's the value triangle. What do I mean by that? So you may be a coach, you may be a consultant, you may be an educator, you may be someone who's selling information, because this is about selling information, right? So you're selling information. You sell it to a person to do a certain outcome, to get a certain outcome, right? So now think of it this way. What if, and I realized this triangle when some of the members, even when I stopped, they said, let's do it alone, because Adham will no longer do it with us now. So let's do the live calls, because they were built into this kind of community. So they said, let's do it alone. Let's keep this going on, and so on. So what I learned was, one member took all the material, all the ways we were doing things, got really, really profitable, like they made a lot of money out of learning that. That member stayed for 1 year, became part of the team, and then quit the team just to get those internal information and started his own thing, which is complete copy-paste, carbon copy of what we were doing. So the positive thing that we got from that is, one, of course, because our product works, which was, I was happy. People wanted to copy it. But two, it showed that we taught someone to start their own info business, which is this. They took out the structure. They knew exactly what we were doing. They became profitable at it. They proved it to themselves, and they showed other people to do it. So this is us teaching that person, who then helped a lot of more people in his area. So this triangle, it shows you that if you give value to a person, that person then gives value to other people. You're giving value all the way down, and the market gives you money for the value you generate to the market. So let me put this in a different way so you understand. You can either coach or consult or give them information to become like you, which is do exactly what you do because you're finding success in what you're doing, so they could do it to other people and make more money, which is business opportunity for them. Or you could just teach these guys how to do it and make more money doing the things that you teach. So you can teach 3 levels over here. And I would recommend you to do this part only after you've done enough this part. You get my point? Like, I could not tell you about how to build an info product business or how to do coaching, consulting, and so on if I have not done it to people and seen them become profitable. I couldn't do this middle part unless I have showed other people how to do it and done it myself. So it's kind of a graduation kind of thing. So this middle layer, what I see wrong happening in the online world right now is everyone is trying to teach other people how to be like them when they haven't found success. So this kind of requirement, get success for other people, then make them like you. So this is a brutal story, is truth I don't think much people talk about. The second important point, which is I'm going to go quick through this one, is that the partnerships and hires. So there were very valuable lessons over here, and it was very painful as well, and very time consuming, and very money consuming as well. I lost a lot of money doing all this, but I'll just give you these 4 or 5 points, and you can read through this by pausing the video. So the first point is beware of ascending winning members, like your best members in your group or the best people, your best clients, into becoming part of your internal or external team, because the reason they came there to become a client of yours was a different reason than helping you out build the whole thing. And they may not have the mindset of what it takes to run a business or become an entrepreneur, or even good team players. This caused a lot of complications, by the way, so be aware of this. Second point, partner up with unsuitable and incompetent people. People talk a lot. And when they come to your group, they're going to talk a lot. When clients of yours, even if they find massive success, they're going to talk a lot. So just be aware of partnering up with them, and think not twice, but 10 times before doing that, because it may not end up well. I have not gotten a good, like, let's say 90% of the people that have done this with me, their relationship has not ended up well. So, and it was inefficient. Nothing positive came out of it, other than lessons. So hiring people requires work, training them. So initially when we were limited on the budget and we didn't want to spend much, we were hiring cheap talent, let's say. I don't want to call it cheap, but we weren't hiring A players 100%. So just keep in mind and keep this expectation in mind that it may take them 1 to 2 months of training and just helping them understand to start seeing results of what they're there for. So it takes time and effort. If you don't have time and efforts due to service delivery, you're doing coaching and consulting, whatever you're doing, just think about it twice. And also, I mentioned a note here, talk about the website story. So we hired someone to do a website. We were paying that person $5,000 per month. And it took that person 2 months almost to come up with something. And I had no clue with programming, JavaScript, and so on. It took me 2 weeks to just complete the full thing. So they won't care as much as you care. And they would take time to do whatever you want to do. So just think about it if you have time. But it was a bad idea, by the way, me just redirecting my focus on building a website. But it was needed at that time. I was really getting frustrated because of this website thing and so on. And I knew it was easy. So this is just a point that I shouldn't have done it. But I'm that type of person where I want to take everything in my hands. If it's not working, just let me finish it up and just get rid of it. So, but it's a good skill to learn. So then, this point is fire quick. Hard to say, but it gets easier the more you do it. Don't ignore red flags. 2 weeks is enough to know if a person is good in your team, a good hire, partnership, or not. 2 weeks is more than enough. If you're taking more than 2 weeks, you're putting up excuses for that person. And if you're doing this full-time, stay away from 9 to 5 people or half-time people. So if this is your full-time thing, if this kind of business model of your full-time thing, you eat from it, you sleep from it, you have shelter, you basically have responsibilities, and this is what feeds you. Stay away from 9 to 5 people, because when things get hard, every single time from different people I eat from my salary mainly and not you. So they're doing this as a side thing. They won't give you their full attention. You might see them a week and not see them 5 weeks, and then see them a week and not again for 6 weeks, and so on. So just be aware of these kind of people if you're doing it full time, because they won't take it as seriously as you. And this is kind of disrespectful for you as the founder, because this is your main thing and you're pushing, but they're just dragging you back. And Worse if you give them high or very high stake responsibilities. Let's see. Okay, the drug dealer effect. This is very important. And this is what I want to talk about. So if you have a coaching, consulting, info product business, and you know your thing takes time to do, try to add some kind of instant micro win as soon as they sign up or subscribe with you. And it's even better than a lead magnet if you do it right after them paying, or it's even better if you do it as a lead magnet itself. Because once you do that, they're going to be hooked, and they're going to be really hard to let go of whatever you're doing, even if you don't deliver later on, because they remember that first impression. So with the bot thing, how people got hooked and how we were able to generate that amount of money is that when they put money in, a new person comes and never heard about me, nothing. A friend told them about this bot thing and so on. They put money in, the next day they see 2 to 5%, and 24 hours later, and they add more money the next 24 hours later. And they just get in this cycle of, they're stuck. They just paid, they got money. So imagine if, for example, you're doing lead generation, whatever you're doing, imagine as soon as someone pays you, they get a call. They get, hello, I'm interested in buying your service. So imagine what would they feel. So try to introduce this kind of micro win on day 0 and day 1. They will love you more. They will stay more. It's very good for business as well. And this is why this model worked really well, because once they made money, they got hooked forever. So that's that. And now working on things that matter. So this is very important. We worked on a lot of things that did not matter initially. For example, we tried to make the reports look good for the users, just for the branding perspective and so on. That took our developers 2 months to do. Automating it and make them look good, like with the graphs, the figures, and so on. And the impact it had is almost close to 0, where maybe nobody was using it. 1 to 2 were using it. So focus on things that matter. This is a very important point. And these are just examples of things that we did that did not matter at all. What matters is marketing. I did not focus on that because cash flow is oxygen, yes, but I was focusing more on word of mouth referrals because I knew this was generating money. I was showing people how to make money. They were making money. I was happy. And they were telling their friends to get friends on board. But at some point that stops. So, because it's kind of like a bottleneck, like a funnel. A lot of people do it, tell friends, what percent of them make money, they tell their friends and friends and friends, and at some point it's very slow. It becomes super slow. So focus on marketing always. That's one of the things that matter. And create a funnel if you're doing a low ticket thing. I did not do any of that for this. So these are the things that matter. And automating tasks, of course, we hired a new CEO. Another mistake here, very big mistake, a lot of complications, a lot of problems, maybe the most problems we've had when we hired a new CEO, where he was subscribing to every single software, every single platform, and just automating everything. So at some point, with the target of at some point, he didn't want to be in the business. He just wanted everything to run in the back end. So once we told him that, or made him aware that he's not going to be having access to much of the code over here, he quit the next day. So there was an agenda over there, obviously, but be aware of that. Be aware of the automations, be aware of things that don't matter, the partnerships. Add this in your system and think about this. So these are very golden lessons. So that being said, thank you very much and bye.